Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Nerd Mode On, and I'm going to be doing the next episode of Battlefield News, a video series where I will be talking about changes and or events within a particular Battlefield title. So without further ado, let's get started. So for this particular video, we're going to be talking about the game and server update for September 30th. This is also known as the Fall Patch or Battlefield 2.0, depending on how you wish to depict it. During this video, I will be talking about every single bullet point when it comes down to the patch, so without further ado, find a good seat and get ready for a lot of information coming your way. Starting things off in the General tab. Fix for a crash that could occur when entering a vehicle or using a gadget. Improve soldier movement to closely match that of Battlefield 3 while still maintaining animation fidelity of Battlefield 4. Fix for an issue on the Siege of Shanghai where players could make themselves invincible near Flag A. Added pre-round ready state. The minimum players ready per team needed for the round to start is calculated from the team with less players. Crosshairs and optics scale tweaked and visibility against backlights improved. Helicopters and jets now affect trees and bushes which are set up to react with wind. Various collision fixes and other performance improvements have been made to Dragon's Teeth maps. Uniform soldier aiming allows the use of protocol aim rate instead of the original preset numbers. Fixed for elevators on Dawnbreaker being active on the Domination, Squad Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, and Diffuse game modes. High latency indicator tweaked to give players a better idea of when they are experiencing lag. Fixed a rare issue where a second commander would spawn over an already existing one in a certain scenario, resulting in two commanders on the same team. Fixed the missing kill card issue for hardcore and any time the kill cam is off. Increased the chain link game mode round timer to 30 minutes. Ticket bleed rate has also been changed to 40% slower. Fixed an issue where a player trying to join a full server would get an incorrect error. Added classic server presets. Increased the gunship cooldown for commander to 60 seconds. Fixed an edge case where a commander asset will never get activated for a team if the commander is under a proxy attack. Fixed a crash related to the riot shield. High frequency update is now on by default and cannot be turned off. It now also supports PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Reduced the time it takes to display the incoming damage indicator. Fixed an issue where players joining Langkang Dam after the Levolution event didn't hear the VO and alarm. Fixed an issue where battle pickups would sometimes get dropped immediately after picking them up. Also fixed a problem where battle pickups can't be picked up when other soldiers are nearby. Made 100 tickets the default rush ticket value. Fixed an issue where field upgrades would be lost when a player spawned into a vehicle. Tweaked smoked effects. Smoke is now bigger and has higher density and lasts longer. Fixed some materials that would react incorrectly to projectile collision. Fixed an issue where squads would get bigger than the supported maximum of 5 players. Fixed a bug where the gamertag would not appear correctly in the emblem report screen. Updated player icon to show the shield variant when using 10% health reduction perk. Fixed an issue where players could get underneath the ship at Objective E on Parasol Storm. Reduced head flinch on soldiers. Added functionality to be able to shoot when falling. Fixed an exploit on Operation Locker. Fixed an exploit near the US base on Operation Metro. Fixed an issue on Dawnbreaker where players could get underneath the map. Fixed an issue where players could get underneath the map on Hannon Resort on the beach near the US base. Also fixed an issue where players could hide behind a wall and shoot at other players. Fixed an issue where the health and ammo boxes would block the line of sight for the defibrillators. Permanent fix for gadget exploit where a user could equip gadgets from different classes. Fixed an instance where unlocked China Rising and Second Assault assignments were being shown as if they were not unlocked and no progress had been done. Adjusted the red dot reticules for medium and long range sights for the engineer class primary weapons. Visual recoil. Close range sights and all medium range sights have been changed to no longer be affected by the animation also known as visual recoil. The remove random effect has nothing to do with real weapon recoil and doesn't affect it. Vehicle hold or press buttons for boost options added. Added UI options for tweaking the ADS aiming sensitivity. The advanced options are now exposed in a separate advanced control options section. Fixed a commander issue that could cause the cruise missile not to work properly if a flag received a neutral status while the missile was in the air. Fixed for an issue where opposite teams would initially spawn too close to each other in team deathmatch, affecting all maps. Obliteration fix for an issue where the round would end when the bomb is armed due to the timer running out. Flashbangs now dim the HUD when players get affected by it. Fixed an issue on Capture the Flag game mode where the team with the highest number of points wins regardless of the flags captured. Fixed for an issue on Lupini Garden on Conquest large game mode where capturing B flag while the commander is under a proxy attack will not give the infantry scan asset. Fixed an issue where players could get stuck in the customization menu while playing Defuse. And finally, fixed LMG iron sights firing to reflect last few bullets visibility. Carrier assault improvements. When the carrier is opened up, the parachute spawn will be available as before. When the first crate is destroyed, the defender team is moved back into the boat, but the attackers will still only be using the parachute spawn. Dragon's Teeth map improvements. General collision fixes, glitches and exploit fixes for high places, added out the bounds for rooftops to support restricted areas and prevent exploits. Jet improvements. Fixed an issue related to the chase cam that could cause a glitchy orientation when the camera was targeted straight up or down. Added new position for third-person jet cameras. Added weapon reticule to the third-person jet camera. Added an option to turn on or off the rolling for jet third-person cameras. Fixed an issue with the Su-50 and F-35 not properly playing bullet impact sounds when under fire. Jet gun's visual recoil has been reduced to 30% of what it was before. Improved the stall behavior of jets when reaching maximum vehicle height. Fixed issues where the attack jet cockpit geometry was clipping or obstructing the HUD. Weapon tweaks and fixes. Fixed an issue with inaccuracy on the RPG and XM25 where if after shooting a player very quickly it switched to another weapon then switched back. Then the dispersion is large until after the first shot. General weapon tweaks. Reduce suppression recoils. Remove recoil modifiers for zoom. Made a 75% reduction in hipfire recoil. Muzzle breaker. Lower the overall impact of this attachment, both its positive and negatives have been reduced. Heavy barrel. Lowered the buff it gave to minimum moving spread and moved some of the bonuses into reduced spread increase. The heavy barrel should now be a good option for long range tap firing. Lasers. Added a small buff to standing hipfire accuracy. Corrected spread increase values that were previously incorrect. Added missing bullpup modifiers to SAR-21. Bullet velocity increases. Improved bullet velocity for slugs in nearly all suppressed weapons. Selectively improved base velocity for weapons that were too slow for their intended range. Damage model. Many weapons have had their maximum and minimum damage adjusted slightly. It may take one extra bullet to kill at extreme close engagements and long-range combat. Trigger delay. Removed from all revolvers. Desert Eagle. Bullet velocity and minimum damage reduced. Adjustments have been done to slower rate of fire weapons to make them easier to use in long ranges versus high rate of fire weapons. Carbines and PDWs now have unique bullpup modifiers to give them improved bonuses over the rifle counterpart. Ammo. Gave more ammo to weapons that were short a mag compared to their counterparts. PDWs. Improved moving minimum spread. LMGs. Improved moving spread of mag-fed LMGs versus belt-fed counterparts. DMRs. Audio when being shot by a DMR has been improved. SKS and M39 EMR no longer allow you to hold breath. Bullet velocities increased. Bolt actions. Some bullet velocities increased. Gold Magnum rate of fire has been slightly reduced. SMAW. Slightly increased the top speed and acceleration. MBT law. This underwent a big change based on the community's suggestions. You will need to aim slightly more accurate to engage the tracking. It is much harder to have it tracked onto random vehicles between you and your target. It will no longer lock on targets behind cover. The projectile has been slowed down slightly. It now begins tracking at 100 meters instead of 15. This gives the target slightly longer to react to the lock-on warning. Slams. Damage and blast radius slightly reduced. 3 slams will no longer take out a tank on their own. The disabled tank will need a single rocket to be finished off. Animation bug fixes and improvements. All pistols. Remove randomization of iron sights fire animation on most pistols per CTE feedback. All automatic pistols. Shorten duration of slide animation during fire animations to prevent slide appearing to not cycle when firing quickly. Automatic rifles. Fixed missing trigger pull animations. Unica 6. Fixed hammer getting stuck on the iron sights fire animation. Shorten reload threshold so magazine registration is full and faster. CS5. Fixed magazine going invisible if reload is interrupted. Fixed problem where the bolt action animation wouldn't play when firing near the end of the tactical reload animation. G36C. Fixed charging handle position during full tactical reload. CZ805. Fixed charging handle position during full/tactical reload. AWS. enabled semi-automatic fire. XM25, fixed fire animation, including charging handle. Bulldog, fixed problems with tiered reload. M60E4, adjusted reload interruption branches to match other LMGs. Ammo box now stays mounted on interrupt. L96A1, added missing interruptible reload branches. JNG90, adjusted reload threshold to prevent bypassing rechambering animation at the end of an empty reload. SR338, fixed bug where fire animation could be skipped by firing at certain rates. Raised reload threshold. L85A2, adjusted foregrip position so angled grip attachment doesn't clip through the trigger guard. Fixed reload animation bug that could cause accessories to shift on the weapon during animation. RPK74M, reduced both reload times by 0.3 seconds to better match animation. Compact 45, removed hammer position mismatch between idle and ADS. ACWR, reduced time to register reload. QBU88, fixed clipping issue in deploy animation. SR2, added bolt fire animation, fixed missing bolt on empty reload animation, fixed sprint pose clipping issue in water. 870, fixed bending issue after zoom fire pump action animation. M16A4, fixed mismatch bipod pose. RFB, removed extra shell that moved when firing with a bipod and iron sights. MK11 Mod 0, open dust cover to prevent jamming, removed incorrect rotation during bipod firing. All DMRs M82A3 battle pickup, fixed bipod fire issue that skipped fire animation at higher rates of fire. M412 Rex and 44 Magnum, adjusted fire animation for new trigger delay values, corrected trigger discipline while running. All belt-fed LMGs, added last few round ammo visibility systems to aiming down sight fire animations. AWS, fixed foregrip position to be on rail in first position. Grenades, reduced initial capacity of RGO and M40 minis by 1, reduced blast radius of RGO and M40 minis requiring more accuracy for full damage, increase the time it takes to refill explosives from ammo sources. These changes are an indirect buff to the offensive and grenadier specializations. UI triage and HUD tweaks and fixes. Added advanced options for adjusting HUD icons. HUD icons transparency support. Aim down sight now causes auto transparency for HUD icons. Added a new option for whether tapping spot buttons should give attack defense orders. Game mode bar on top of the minimap now also displays objective squad order status. Fixed issue with having space between the minimap and the team deathmatch game mode info bar. Fixed the minimap world direction not showing in the Chinese version of the game. Added advanced gameplay options sliders to control the transparency of the HUD elements. Adjusted the red dot reticules for medium and long range sights for the engineer class primary weapons. Added an advanced option to change the size of the minimap. Added an advanced gameplay option to make the minimap icons auto size along with the minimap scale. Added an advanced gameplay option to set the default minimap scale. Revive improvements. Revive timer has been added. It will show timers on teammates so that the player can choose who to revive. Added a sound when defibrillators are 100% charged. Fixed for an issue that could cause the HUD to disappear when the player brought up the game menu while in a revive state. Added initial implementation of revive timers for soldiers and man down state. It will now show timers on the teammates so that the player can choose who to revive. Fixed for a bug where you were able to revive teammates by only rubbing the defibrillators. Fixed for an issue that would sometimes occur when two players on the same team equip defibrillators at the same time next to each other and are about to revive another teammate. The player who is reviving gets no score and the other player gets the score instead. Rush improvements. DICE loves Rush as an ongoing Battlefield 4 community test initiative with the intent to improve Rush on base game maps. This initial release includes new layouts and rule sets implemented on Flood Zone, Gold Mud Railway, Hainan Resort, Langkang Dam, Operation Locker, Paracel Storm, Rogue Transmission, Siege of Shanghai, and Zavad 311. It is also worth noting that DICE has disabled Commander mode on Rush game mode for all maps. And finally, the last piece of information to talk about is some things pertaining mainly to PC. Fixed for a game crash. Added FOV slider for the chase cameras of all vehicles. Fixed for an issue where users were unable to rebind gadgets for slot 1. Fixed an issue where the chat log settings wouldn't properly function after the player exited the game. Tweaked latency indicator. Better post-processing for medium graphics settings. Fixed for when the text input forms clears when switching between EOR cameras and scoreboard. The text now remains in place regardless of the game actions. Added an option to turn off the jet auto throttle feature. as well as a few server fixes. Fixed an issue where taking damage indicators were pointed in the wrong direction, and last but not least, lowered frame history time on all platforms to improve the out-of-region player issues. But anyway guys, when it comes down to it, that is basically all the information you need to know about the fall patch. Hopefully you guys found everything entertaining when it came down to it. Of course, check the description of the video, considering that I will have the article down there for your viewing pleasure if you wish to read everything in full detail. But until the next episode guys, this has been NMO, and I'm going to be signing out guys. Peace.